we need to add the first at least the one hard disk, because when you go in the market and buy a new hard disk, you cannot directly use. First you need to be connect the hard disk into the system or into the operating system. We are using the Linux here, so either you can use in a RHEL 9, either you can use in a Kali Linux, this one. Okay, so once you will do that, you go inside the setting, and into the setting you go in the storage. Inside the storage you need to be add a one hard disk here. Okay, because there is a one hard disk already added. This is the one hard disk where our data has been stored. So we need to create one more hard disk to taking some practical. Okay, so I am going to create new hard disk, virtual hard disk. Into the virtual disk image or the BHD, you can select anyone. Virtual disk image, now move, and for full size you can provide, no problem. And right now I am providing here the 8 GB size, and on the same location I am not changing anything. I am adding this hard disk. Once the hard disk will be added, I am going to choose this one. So now you can check here, there is a 2 hard disk. I am adding one more hard disk here by clicking here, and now create the new one. And right now I am going to give the size of the 4 GB only. So this is why I am providing the 4 GB or 8 GB. You can give the, depend on your hard disk size, you can put the more size of the hard disk. Okay, now finish here. I have added the 2 hard disks here. So the total hard disk is 1, 2, 3 has been added on my machine. Okay, but in a real industry or the real scenario, what you will do, you will go on the market and buy the hard disk size, terabyte, petabyte, GB bytes, whatever the required, as per the your requirement, you can buy the new hard disk and attach hard disk with your server. Okay, there is a possibility some racks are available, hard disk rack, where you will put the hard disk and connect with your Linux machine. Okay, so I have added this machine, and now I am going to be start this one. The system is going up until we are discussing some more things about it. There is a multiple tools are exist, fdisk, zdisk, and the parted. These are the tools which are used for creating partition, checking the partition, how many devices are connected. You can use these tools. Now the more important thing is your device name, how your hard disk will be displayed on your screen. Like you are using the SDA SCSI driver, if there is a SCSI driver, or the SATA, we can check. SATA, ATA, you have heard about it. ATA is a old version or the old type of the hard disk. SATA is a newer type of the hard disk. And if the ATA is connected, you will the device name will be displayed on the screen /dev HDA. If you are using the SDA, means SATA, you are using the SATA, then it will be display the dev/SDA. If you are using some type of the NVM Express interface, then it will be display like this. Okay, and if there is a virtual hard disk is connected, then it will display the /dev and /VDA. If there is a extended or the Zen virtual machine is there, then it will display dev/xda. Now the question is this, it will be displayed where these will be displayed. Whatever the Linux you have, no matter you are using the RHEL 9 or you are using the Kali Linux, whatever you are using, you need to open the terminal first. Either you can connect with the using the SSH, or you can connect by using the terminal. It's depend how you will access the terminal. So right now I am accessing this terminal and I am running the simple command is fdisk fdisk -l. So when I run this command, it will check showing the you don't have the enough permission. So that is the reason I need to move to the SU super user. How to switch in a root user I have told you already. So right now I am in the root user and now I am running the fdisk -l command and hit enter. Once I will hit enter, I will all the connected devices will be displayed here. The first device is a SDA1. First device is deb/SDA. Are you getting my point? Here the SDA. Second device is deb/SDB. Now third device is deb/SDC. These are the hard disk. I have connected the 3 hard disk in my virtual machine and all the 3 hard disk is displaying here. Okay. Another thing you will check here, this is the VirtualBox model and the disk label type is DOS. Right now this is using the MBR partition, not a GPT. Table is not used. Okay. So when you will check here, the DOS is written here, the disk label, you will easily identify your system is having the MBR partition size. So there is a multiple type of the partitions are there. You can check. This is the device name. Now what has happened here? You can easily understand. What is this here? Here is the hard disk name. So this is my hard disk. Which one is my hard disk? This is the hard disk /deb/SDA. This is the hard disk. Now you have a hard disk and you are going to be create the multiple partition 1, partition 2, partition 3. So these are the partition. In a Windows you can say the drive C, this is the drive D, this is the drive E, something. Okay, but in a Linux it is known as a SDA1, SDA2 and SDA3, 4, 5 and more. Okay. So SDA1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and more. So where is 3 and 4? These are the actually swap partition and maybe stored somewhere. So SDA5, now similar we have the one hard disk, another hard disk is SDV. If I am going to create the partition of this hard disk, so these partition will be known as a SDB1, first partition SDB1, second partition SDB2, third partition SDB3, like this. Okay. This type of the partition you can create and these will be displayed here once the partition will be created. Now there is a no partition. Can you see partition in a SDB1, second hard disk and third hard disk? The answer is no. If there is a no partition, you cannot store the data, because once you require a partition, without partition you cannot store a data. No matter you can create a single partition in a single hard disk, either you can create a multiple partition in a single hard disk. Hard disk is single, you can create the multiple partition 2, 3, 4, 5. It's depend on you. Minimum you need a one partition minimum. So today we are going to discuss about how you will create a partition. I have told you some commands like fdisk is a one command, parted is another command, and third command is a zdisk. So as its name is a zdisk does not exist in a Linux by default, because this is the graphical interface for creating the partition. If you want to check about this, then you will click here and then search for the zdisk, and does not exist, so I need to install it. And most of the Linux don't have this, but fdisk, every Linux system has a fdisk.